Welcome to the channel, presented by the Beeline Entertainment, LLC. Enjoy the show.
People, what's good? Yo, check it out. Welcome to the Beeline ENT, LLC. What we got for you? First off, we got the Beeline Webshow on Tuesday nights, 9 p.m. Eastern Time, talking a little of everything. Then we got Straight Through the Ropes, STR, baby, Wrestle Talk, where we talk all things pro wrestling. Next up, we got the Show Off Show, that's right, the Beeline ENT Entertainment. And then on Sunday nights, we going live on the line with that group panel discussion. Check us out. Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you name it. Head on over to YouTube and subscribe. Also, pick up some merch. The Beeline ENT LLC. Let's go.
Hey, you out there. If you want energy like this,
Get the energy of me, Brian B. Enter that promo code Brian B NRG and get 10% off your order today. Get more W, get more power.
everybody should know. Check it out. Your boy Brian B is trying to go live on TikTok, baby. Follow the Beeline ENT. Head on over to my channel. We got a lot of content. I'm doing a lot of stuff, and I'm going to be doing a lot more. Check us out. Follow us, the Beeline ENT LLC. I'll see you there.
2,000 years later.
It's game time. It's game time.
Stacked. You can whisper behind my back. You can show me how the odds are up against me all day long. You can't stop me now. Can't stop me now. My feet have come too far for you. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. Yes, you are the only one. 'Cause there's something special about you.
Camera over here, there's a camera over there, there's a camera around a corner, there's a camera watching us around. Listen, I don't even know where to look anymore. I don't even know what to do. I'm trying to fix stuff, I'm trying to do stuff. Oh, what's good? Check it out. People, what's good? What's happening? What's up? What's going on? Don't talk. It's Brian B's time to shine. And check it out. We got I.T.Tiff is back in the house, y'all. It's been a while. Guys, check it out. We're also, for the first time ever, we are live on TikTok, baby. We live in the building. Yo, listen, it's been great. I.T.Tiff, where you been at?
I've been homeschooling, getting all my licenses together for my career, in my bond, and so been doing a little bit of everything.
I'm watching it. I'm watching it. Yo, I'm watching it all day. But it's also been really great. Look, my son didn't even plug in the thing and look at the thing. See what happens when kids don't listen? So I'm gonna do this real quick. We're gonna keep rolling. We can't stop people watching us. Hey James, check it out. You got to plug in the thing so we can have our internet going right because you forgot to plug it in, baby. Our cameraman, man, he messing up on us. You feel me? This piece right here goes there, connected to the headbone. The headbone connected to that bone. Type C.
You're supposed to say neck bone.
Is it neck bone? Oh, I don't know. I didn't graduate college. I don't know. That's the best thing. I don't know if that's the best answer. You gotta go to college we've ever had. I think. Like I don't know if there's been like a longer intro at this point, but yeah, there's a lot going on right now. All right, how we going, everybody? Everything going all right?
Yeah, fix the thing.
I.T.Tiff comes back and all the stuff goes. Go. The whole world coming to here. First, everybody's excited. Everybody's excited. But yo, we got a great show for you guys today. Hopefully the internet is good. I don't know if it's not wonky or anything like that. It definitely should be. But things happen. Check it out. We're gonna be talking about a lot of fun stuff today. I.T.Tiff is back. She's gonna be giving her perspective on a lot of stuff that's going on as well. I'm trying to keep track of the cameras and the screens I'm looking at or whatever. But the one thing I don't gotta keep track on is it's the Beeline Web Show. It's Tuesday, it's 9 o'clock. Let's go!
Straight to the point, baby.
It's going down in
3, 2, 1.
People, that's your boy!
Brian B.
Let's go.
Back on the Beeline. I'm looking forward to it. I'm so excited.
is the influence you have.
Again with Rangers!
You gotta be a clean baby's ass.
Hold on real quick.
Knows the hands of fate.
People, it's your boy, Brian B. Welcome to the Beeline Web Show. Let's go! Testing. Hey guys, I hope you guys can hear me because I can't hear anything on the microphone, so I'm just kind of battling it out and seeing what's going on. Of course, if you haven't already, make sure that you guys like and share and subscribe and make sure that everything works well and goes well in your life while I'm trying to fix my problems. And also, of course, you have the Beeline Entertainment LLC. We're actually remodeling it. It definitely takes a lot of time for anybody out there who is doing making their own websites and stuff like that. It definitely takes a lot of time to do all that stuff. If you are going through those projects and processes, we are definitely going to. And there we go. Yeah, something happened where we weren't able to be on the focus right. I hope you guys were able to hear me that whole time. But I don't know if you are because stuff is not going right like it's supposed to. And it's a little annoying. You guys probably still are right because the stuff is not the way it's supposed to be done. But we're going to fix it right now. Hopefully that worked out a lot better. And you guys can hear. I got to test it. So how are we going to test it? All right. I did test it. Hopefully you guys were hearing me. I don't know if the audio was good. You guys were definitely hearing me because TikTok is hearing me pretty well. They're only hearing me. But I was saying, if you didn't hear me, I.T.Tiff is back. Go like, share, subscribe, hit us up. Thank you guys for watching. It's another Tuesday. But Tiff, man, yeah, for you guys who don't know, this is I.T.Tiff. This is my fiance. We've been together for a long time. We got kids. We got everything. She puts up my maniacness or my wackiness or whatever. I don't even. How do you do it, yo? How do you put up with my shit, yo?
Question. How do I do it?
It's gotta be hard.
Yeah, he's like this all the time.
Yeah,
all the time.
It's not an act. Like it's just literally me, yo. But that's one of the things we're gonna be talking about tonight, guys. We want to talk about relationships. We're gonna talk about relationships tonight. But I didn't want to come on here and do the typical relationship conversation. The typical relationship conversation is like, people, oh man, you date somebody, how you dating, and what's the bedroom and I just want to talk about some real shit, yo. I want to talk about stuff that sometimes people may not conversate as much about. It's not as fun to talk about. Actual real life problems and stuff like that. For anybody that's been in long distance relationships and stuff like that. But how's your week been, babe?
It's been really well. Monday kind of threw me off, so I keep forgetting that today's Tuesday. Yeah. But I've been doing pretty well. I've been doing pretty well. What about you, Brian B?
Today, yo, it hasn't been bad. You know, to start the weekend off with a 3-day weekend, that was awesome. You know, being able to have a job where I can have a 3-day weekend is incredible. I'm getting all these invitations for like these, I guess like these battles for the lives, and I'm sorry guys, I got a show. I would love to do a battle and do that another time, but I never did it before, so I don't know. I'm a newbie. I'm a noob. But yeah, having 3 days off is awesome, yo. Especially having the job that we have. Like, we both pretty much work from home, so you know we're doing certain things, whether it be the business, whether it be her business. Her, like she said, getting all her license. Also, congratulations, babe. Of course, you know she's working really hard trying to get our lives situated. I'm working on stuff, trying to hold the house down, and we playing our roles and we doing it well, like working together, teamwork and stuff like that. And we definitely have that down packed. But in relationships and stuff like that, trying to maintain order, just having one person, two people. I'm sorry, if you got one person, it's a little easier. You just do what the fuck you want. You leave dirty dishes. You be as nasty. It's you and the roaches. You're fine.
Oh.
No problems. The roaches are going to tag team with you and hang out in the bed and sleep with your life. But when you meet somebody, let's start from there. Why not start from there? Why are we going to start in the middle and shit? You meet somebody, like, let's say at the beginning, unless you're just like this super player mech or whatever, or you're just a hottie and you got everybody, whatever, you always got somebody around you. Always, I'll pick him, I'll pick her, I'll pick that, whatever. A lot of times, you go through situations. Maybe you had a bad relationship before that. Maybe you've never had a relationship before. And you decide, hey, I'm interested in putting myself out there. I want to meet somebody. I want to be with somebody. I want to go to the movies with them. I want to go out to eat with them. I want to tell them about my day. I want them to text me in the morning. I want that warm and fuzzy feeling when somebody loves me and cares about me. That's how girls think, right? Is that just a girls thing?
When I met you, that's not what I was trying to do.
I
was just trying to go out and be wined and dined and then part ways forever. That's what I was trying to do.
Yeah, listen.
I was on my self-healing journey. I wasn't actually trying to be in a relationship. We see how that turned out.
There you go. You met Brian B. It was a wrap. But yeah, I mean, me too, though. I mean, it was one of the things. What up, B? What up, JC? Always first in the comments. What up, JC? Yeah, just like you just said, babe, like we told this story like earlier in the episodes. I.T.Tiff used to be on almost every single episode, all the way up to like episode like 20. And we started to have more guests and stuff like that, and then schedules changed and everything. But yeah, it's crazy because like she just said, like we didn't have any kind of plan or anything like that. We were both in a situation where we met each other. We were like, yo, listen, this is me, and then that's you. All right, you want to go out to eat?
Yeah.
Then boom, from there it wasn't no fake shit. It really wasn't. It was like we were pretty open with each other at the beginning, and it was just easy to kind of like go from there. And that's why like I really enjoyed our relationship. And another thing, like we always say, like, things happen and everything we were doing just kind of worked together. Like it was organic. It wasn't like we were struggling to do it and stuff like that or whatever. So we already had that foundation. I was like, yo, listen, maybe stuff is working. Maybe it's cool. Like, but what do you say? What up? What yo, Brian and I.T.Tiff? Nice to finally meet Tiff. Yeah, it's right, JC. You haven't met
I haven't
Tiff
been
yet.
here in a long time. I'm usually behind the scenes and doing my own thing or keeping the kids quiet and things like that.
The kiddies.
But it's nice to be back. He finally invited me back. I was like, man, I would really like to be on your show. That'd be nice.
See, as a man, at this part, fellas, you gotta just take the L because you can't expose her on TV. No, I did slam your fist down. Oh, here we go again. That's when you expose the real shit.
I get tired early.
Oh, yeah, you be chilling. You got a lot of stuff going on too, though. It's not like you always have the free time. But yeah, we love having you on the show for sure. But definitely, like, talking about the different, beginnings of a relationship and everything like that or whatever. It's always fun because there's different reasons. Like you said, like, sometimes you just want to just kind of just have some company, yo. It doesn't always have to be a grand reason. Oh, I'm ready to have kids and babies and dogs and shit. Like, sometimes it's just, hey, man, listen, I want to go out and kind of have some fun and meet somebody new and, have new experiences and shit like that or whatever. Like, do you think, what do you think is more common? Do you think it's more common that people are like, hey, I want to go out and just have a good time? Or you think that it's starting to be more common for people like, hey, listen, we can do that internet shit and we can talk on, social media. We could do this. We have so many different avenues of talking, even seeing each other, to where by the time it's like somebody's like, listen, I'm ready for something serious. I'm going out there to try to mess around.
Man, I don't really know. I mean, I feel kind of in between the two. You have a lot of people growing up that are in adulthood right now that are just like they're looking for love. They missed it somewhere, or they're lonely. They've been alone for a long time, and they really want someone to fill that space.
Yeah.
Someone to come home to, someone to cuddle with. Everybody likes companionship, but then there's that other group that's like hyper independent. I don't really want to be accountable for somebody else. I want to live out my young years until I'm 50.
Yeah.
So,
true.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know which one would be the majority there.
Yeah, it's hard, man, because you think about it, and also like the role reversals as well, because it's like things have definitely swapped. At least in my time, and I'm pretty sure your time as well. Like,
we grew up in the same time.
Well, you know what I mean. Like, I'm just trying to include you. You feel me? Like, let me have it, okay? But like, people used to look at women like, hey, women are a little bit, more easygoing. Women are a little bit softer. Like, you don't have to. They're a little bit more delicate and stuff like that. Like, no, the woman doesn't want to go out and, have one night stands and, flip out and stuff like that. But now, not saying that was just like the understanding, at least that I saw as I was growing up. But now it's like, women are a lot more open. Like, listen, I'll go out and, do this with a dude and be cool and go to work the next day and he'll be calling me, blowing my phone up and shit. And I mean, if it's a flex, it's a flex. But I'm just saying, like, I do miss like, the ability to be able to just meet somebody and then just casually, you know what I'm saying? Like, I was never one of those ones like, oh, I'm going to the bar, I'm going hunting for a relationship and shit. Like, I'm going hunting for a girl. Like, I go out and just like, hey, I talk to people and socialize, but never like, determine like, oh, it's time to start a relationship. It's time to start this. Just like, yo, whatever happens, happens. That's why I always like to be out. I always like to be out and about doing shit because, that's where stuff happens. You're right you're right, though B roles have definitely switched back and forth over the years. Yeah, man.
Because especially now, what I find interesting is just like you said, we went into a role where now the women are very independent, almost unapproachable. No offense. And then now we're recently coming into stuff where I'm seeing more women being like, I want to be more feminine and I want to step back into the role of not having to be so hyper independent and so masculine, back into your feminine energy and things like that.
Yeah. Listen, I can imagine. I'll tell you right now, if I was sitting home and I was able to do some stuff or just be kind of pampered and stuff like that or whatever, like nothing against the women who go home and, they bring home the bacon, they do what they got to do, they bust their ass. Even if they man got a good job, they're like, hey, I want a good job, I can make a career. But y'all work together. It ain't like, whatever, like, you're not fighting for the position of head of household. That's that bullshit. Like, I feel like everybody should be able just to do the best for the family. Like, that's how I like it. You know what I'm saying? Like, even with us, like, I do hold the caliber of being a man in my house. Like, I hold it as far as, like, I want to be the protector. I want to be the provider as much as I can. But I definitely know she holds it down. She does. She plays her role. She keeps me in check. Like, we always talk, like, one of your biggest roles is keeping the house in check. Like, when I'm going off or anything, you help ground us all. Kids, dog, every damn day. Yeah. For real. But it's important to have those like understandings with each other because I feel like, one of the main topics we're talking about tonight is, dealing with relationship problems. And I think at the very beginning of that, I think that challenge or that battle for, the number one spot, or whatever is definitely a big reason I think people clash a lot in relationships, yo. It's difficult. Like, how do you feel like, as far as, like, I know you, but how do you feel like it plays a part in relationships, in your opinion? Like, do you feel like men and women are kind of like trying to compete with each other instead of work well together with each other?
I don't know if competing is the right word. I think that there's a lot of insecurities when it comes to men and women based on society, based on how men view women view men, and how each roles view themselves.
Yeah.
So when it comes to like, some men are very insecure if the woman makes more money than them. They feel like that's testing their manliness. And some women feel like, they shouldn't have to, not necessarily work together with the man, but they should still be independent to do whatever they want to, look how they want, act how they want.
That's a good ass
I'm not
point
saying
right
that
there.
they can't, but it becomes difficult when you're trying to be one unit with somebody, but both people, based on their own insecurities or their own sense of self, they're actually pulling apart.
It happened with me and mine, and you didn't even realize that it happened when you entered yours. Well, Allison, yeah, Allison just said that. Allison is one of our TikTok viewers and also an avid viewer of, like, you know, us doing other things here on the Beeline Entertainment. So we definitely shout her out. And Allison, just so I want to make sure I'm getting it right. Are you saying, like, you know, just kind of having that conflict in your home with your significant other, like where you kind of trying to find your roles together? Because I can definitely understand how that can be challenging, man. Because like you just said, babe, like small things. Like, you know, oh, you know, she makes a little bit more money than me. Then maybe you feel like you don't. So exactly, yeah. So she said the same thing. Yeah. So you feel like you don't have the like, you know, the place where you can stand tall and be like, hey, I want to spend this on this. I think right now we want to get a car. Because if she's making more money, then all of a sudden, and you know, that's out of your hands. Like, she's like, hey, listen, well, we have the money to do, waving at that shit. We have the money to do this. And that's what we're gonna do. Okay, you're standing there fucking defeated. But I feel like you know, the roles of the roles that people play in the household are definitely a big portion of where a lot of problems can stem from. You know, you hear a lot of conversations about finance. I'm trying to touch on some other topics, man. A lot of people talk about sex, like, you know, that's always a big one and stuff like that or whatever. But at the same time, it's like there's small things that you really have to acknowledge, and I don't think a lot of people take time to really acknowledge them. Like just the simple things, like, hey, are you the man that will go out and change your girl's tire if the tire's flat?
That was a big one for me,
bruh. Like, it's simple shit. But like, motherfuckers don't be doing it, yo.
Yeah.
Tell your story, babe.
Oh my goodness.
You don't gotta tell. You don't gotta tell. I know she had a tire. That's why I said it. That's why I know it was a weird situation with her.
Basically, I've been with men before who weren't very manly to me. I like a very manly man. And I had a flat tire one time, and so I had to pull over into a little lot, and none of the places were open near me. And so I'm over here like, okay, I got the idea of how to change a tire. Of course, my man at the time was beside me. And so I was like, okay, I have the idea of how to do the
Not now.
No,
not me. Not me, guys.
Not right. But so I got out the car. He's freaking out, and I'm, you know, trying to figure out. Okay, yeah, I know I have tools. I'm over there trying to change my tire. He's freaking out. We should just wait. We should just wait till everything happens. Blah blah. Then it starts to drizzle a little bit. He's freaking out. He starts crying while I'm jacking the car up myself.
Oh, shit.
And I'm pulling the tire out the car and stuff. My dad happened to drive by and see me. So he pulled in. And so I was just explaining to my dad what's going on. Oh, yeah, I have a flat tire and I'm changing it. And he looks directly at him, crying.
Bro.
And then looks back at me. And so then he was like, okay, I'll change your tire.
That is crazy.
And then during that episode, my boyfriend at the time was trying to talk to my dad. And my dad completely ignored him. Like,
oh
it
yeah,
was over.
Your man card is finished. If you never had one, but hearing that story always, like, you know, it's crazy to me, bro. Because in today's world, it's very hard to, like, you know, have a story like that and be like, oh, as a man, like, you know, I don't give a fuck what kind of world you want to try to, you know, play around. If you with your woman and your tire breaks down and she gets out the car and gets the check, and you sit in the car crying. I don't know what kind of definitions or terminology you need. Like, you pretty much you might just cut your balls off and just give them to her too. Like, just let her have it all. Allison said, because 10 years we was in a different spot than we are now, 20 years down the road. Hey, listen, man. That's another good point.
Yeah, that's actually what I had to deal with too. Is I'm kind of reading both the comments.
Yeah.
But
gotta get used to it.
That's what I'm dealing with right now. When we met and we got together for the first, like, how many years? For the first half of our relationship, I was the breadwinner, and I was bringing in more of the money and stuff like that, and I was fine with that. He was fine with it. We knew we had a family to take care of, but then the roles switched, and he started making more money than me. And I'm really structured, so I have the budget. I have the things that we should or should not do. I'm the voice of reason when it comes to the money. But when I made the more of the money, it made sense in my brain to be like, yeah, so we're gonna do it my way, and he was kind of going along with it. But now that he's making all of the money, it's a little bit more difficult. Like, how do I mean, I know you make all the money, but also you can't get that.
No, you're right. You're right, and that's why it's like it's important because it's important not to get hung up on like the silly shit because who makes more, me or you, when y'all in a tug of war together, when y'all together. But like she just said, like the thing is, yeah, I might make more money now, but you want to know something? Like you said, my weakness is not the budgeting. It's not the structure. I'm more reckless. I'll go and spend 400 or 500. I wouldn't put my family in ruin or nothing, but I will definitely go and spend some money. Like, what I'm saying? I like to have fun. If I need something, I'm like, fuck it, I'll find a way to make it up later or whatever. That's my mind state. But, Tiff is more like, yo, listen, nah, baby, you gonna chill. We gonna do this. And I'm gonna pout and be like, damn, bro, I want to get my belts. They still ain't here. But, of course, you can't do that. So that's why, like, it's important to understand, like you say, babe, and this is one big thing you say to me, and I know for sure, ego, man. Ego is definitely big. I am a alpha fucking man. Like, there's no doubt about it. I'm a man. Like, I like things. I like to be the strongest. I like to be the best. I like to present myself in that way. And I'm not like a caveman, but I definitely, I accept my role. Like, I'm pretty sure there's guys out here like, yeah, bro, like to be strong for your woman. Like you said, like, you want to take charge. You want to be, the head honcho and shit. But at the same time, I'm not stupid enough to be like, oh, I do everything right. Nobody don't, just don't listen to me and, just listen to me and don't listen to other people. Because I know I'm not right about everything. There's strengths and there's weaknesses to everybody. And the best things that work that I've found out and learned in relationships is, play off each other's strengths, man. This person does this well, and that well. And then that person does this, that, and that. And then bam, next thing you know, y'all working together. And now your strengths and weaknesses are being matched and compared and worked out together.
But that's the important thing about, like, dealing with your insecurities. Whenever you're in a relationship, it's so important to deal with yourself because you have trauma, you have experiences that have shaped how you are.
Yeah.
That says, okay, if they do this, I'm gonna buck because no one treats me like that. But when you're in a relationship, things start to change. There's compromises. You guys have to learn each other and things like that. So it becomes like when we first got together, I was very much like, I'm hyper independent. No one can treat me bad. I've dealt with people who treat me bad, and no one's gonna treat me bad. And it was hard because he was also very much like, I'm a macho man. And I'm like, I'm a macho woman. And so it becomes very hard if you stay in that way. So I had to deal with my insecurity of, my own ego of being like, well, if I back down in this fight, he might think I'm weak. Or him doing the same thing. If I back down in this fight, she's going to think she could walk all over me.
For real.
So we had to really talk about it when we were calm and be like, that's really dysfunctional.
Yes.
I'm not against you. We have these heated moments. Let's try to work on it. And we've gotten a lot better since the very beginning.
For sure.
We're different people now.
Yeah. Because she definitely put it into perspective, like, all the way. The one thing is you do kind of get that mentality, man. And that's actually one of the reasons why this topic I actually wanted to talk about tonight. Because, you do find yourself kind of getting in your own way. You might have a mentality that you had. A big thing with me is I used to be a completely different person than I am now, bro. I've talked about it on shows before. I'm not saying like I was like a criminal and a monster or some shit, but I was definitely a lot harder than what I am now, man. I wasn't one of them type of people who try to make everything work. As soon as some shit happened, I'm fucking dismissing it, bro. And that's why I used to, get in trouble a lot. I used to do a lot of bad things, and I had that mentality. I had that mentality for a while. Like, it was hard for me to shake that shit. And then it's like, when we got together, at this point I had a son. I kind of experienced a different kind of life because I had to move and, take care of my kid and everything. So it's like when we got together, I still had that kind of like, knucklehead mentality, but she was patient. Like, like I used to say this all the time, tame the beast. But it's not like the beast went somewhere. Like, I'm still that person. Like, so when we have like, troubles or fights and stuff sometimes, it gets difficult, man. It does get difficult to like be like, oh, I'm just gonna let you say this to me, and then I might take it as disrespect, or I might take it in a certain way. When realistically, I'm just looking at it like that, and I've even had to learn that shit, bro. But another big thing is you have to be open to learn that, because if you're not, and you just sit back and you live in your complex, or you just, oh no, that's not it. I can't allow it. No, it's gotta be right. Cause that's the same type of shit I felt. I used to feel that all the time. I gotta be right. There's no way that she's right in saying this.
We both felt that way.
It's hard, man.
Yeah, he was definitely a wild child rebel in his single life, in his younger life.
Yeah, I was wild, man. I was wild. Just today, I had remembered a story about like some stuff that happened. This wasn't even like one of the real bad stories, but it was just like a story where I had something happen, and it was like we robbed a store, so some shit. And I had the guy tried to lock us in the store, and I had to fucking truck the damn store owner
Yeah, he was
to get out.
I don't have any stories like that at all.
And it's funny because you get to a point where it's like you start talking to people and you start telling them all these stories, and like she's been with me for 6 years, so it's like she knows everything. And I was telling the story, I'm like, babe, remember the story I told you? And I kept telling her, and she was like, wait a minute, I don't think you told me that one. And I was like, what? I told you like everything. Like, how am I still remembering shit? So I was wild when I was younger. So it's like to get into a spot now where I'm a family man, I'm a dad. I come home, I raise kids, I got 2 daughters. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, to know that that's the life I have now, man. I can't be crazy. I can't have that mentality of like, wait, everything's on edge. I'm walking around looking over my shoulder every 5 seconds. Like, it was different. That mentality is hard to break, man. Let's go ahead and see what JC been blowing it up, man, like usual. One of the things to take into account is environment. Each grew up in a home life, in their home life, who had the responsibilities and authorities. A key is being open to switching or sitting down and discuss it as a couple. Yeah, you're right. You're definitely right.
We grew up in a very, very different way too, because I grew up in a very traumatic cult-like lifestyle.
Yeah.
I don't want to say cult-like because some people literally live in cults. I didn't live in a cult. It was more like worshiping our stepdad was the
damn near close
expectation, and he lived a very free life where he's over there pushing teachers down the stairs. So
damn, let's tell everybody. She's gonna fucking find me now. There he is, Brian.
So yeah, we've lived a lot of different we have a lot of different experiences. But coming together, you know, I have certain strengths from my experiences that he didn't have, and he had certain strengths that I didn't have. And in the beginning, because of our issues and our insecurities, you know, we couldn't listen to each other about the advice because we both felt like, well, I did fine and I'm
That's
good.
right. Yeah.
But now that we're, you know, now that we've been in a place where we can take that advice and help each other out, wherever he's weak and I have that strength, I'm like, boom, I've got this. And he lets me.
Yeah.
And then vice versa. You know, whatever I'm weak at, he'll help me with that too.
Yeah.
So that is really key, especially in a long-lasting relationship, because you're gonna change. And Allison said 20 years and he still woos me in the same way when I was 17 and he was
awesome.
21. That's so important because as people, you're gonna change over the years. 20 years is a long time. Congratulations, by the way. That's a wonderful
for real,
amount of
Allison.
time. But that's so important because if you stop doing that, if you stop connecting, then you're gonna lose each other. It's not gonna be salvageable.
Yeah, and that's another good point because like, you know, we don't just want to come on here like, oh, these are the problems. You know what I'm saying? People don't listen to each other. Those are the problems. You know, what's the fix to the problem? Listening to each other. That's so much easier said than done. You know, oh, we have to communicate better. Like, you know, you walk away from a conversation like that. What the hell does that even mean? We talk English. That's as much as we need. Like, right? But no, it's just like you say. Like, you have to start understanding. Like those certain points, and saying it on a podcast and shit like that or whatever, it's very easy. But at the end of the day, you literally don't have like the context around it. So trial and error is one of the biggest learning processes for me. I know for sure.
And humbling yourself, which is hard to do.
Ridiculously hard,
humbling
man.
yourself.
Yeah, because I'll mess up. I'll say something and go through this. I mean, I know for sure that one of the biggest things with you is that like you having patience. You know, I joke around about it, but I know for sure like you having patience to deal with me and like, giving me the opportunity to make it better, to giving me the opportunity to make changes. Because if you were somebody who wasn't that patient, then we wouldn't be able to work, because I know damn well I press boundaries. I rebel. Like, you know what I'm saying? Even if it's like, I'm not going to lie to myself, act like I don't understand myself, like, at least to a degree. But it's like, I know what I do, and just being honest and being humble and like, yeah, I do that shit. I understand that. But if you were somebody different, you wouldn't be able to deal with that. Wait a minute, he does this. Okay, I got to take 2 steps to the right. Because how can you? Like, if you're not prepared. So one of the biggest things at the beginning is you really have to make sure that the person that you are choosing to be with is going to be somebody you can be with you. And it's hard to figure that shit out alone, man.
A lot of times it just depends on how much you both are willing to make it work.
Yeah.
Because even in marriages, a lot of people, like, they might last for a while and they divorce because they aren't used to dealing with issues. If I have an issue, I just want to give up. But marriage isn't really about that. Marriage and long-lasting relationships is actually about taking those issues and jumping over the hurdle. You're not going to always be happy in your marriage or in your relationship. But is this important enough to you? Is there still enough there for you guys to be like, you know what? I'm going to jump over this hurdle with you, even if I don't want to look at you right now.
Yeah, that's a big ass part of it. I met, Allison says, I met this person who let me see from his side. I wasn't giving him the respect I should have, and I changed a few things, and we blossomed. Yo, you guys had an issue or a problem, and you chose instead, just like you just said, babe, instead of just running and dipping and trying to find something new. That was my shit back in the day. Oh, it broke? Fuck it. Throw the whole thing out. Just get another one. That was my thing back in the day. But you lose so much doing that, because then one issue broke. If you would have fixed that issue, it might have been the greatest thing you ever had in your life. Nothing is guaranteed. There's always going to be something that's going to go wrong. There's always going to be a problem that pops up. But at the end of the day, if you work with what you have for the most part, you're going to find a lot more benefit. And like that I'm learning. You could have a shit job, and then all of a sudden, oh, it's not paying me well. And then you're like, bam, I'm leaving. But you didn't try to go and talk to the boss. You didn't try, hey, I'm really uncomfortable with this pay. Bam, and he hits you off like, you uncomfortable? What can you do? Oh, I can do this. And then bam, he says, okay, you was making 15. I'll give you 20. Start doing this. Next thing you know, it's the greatest job you ever had in your life, because you fixed one problem instead of dipping, instead of running. Even a couple, man, because, as people, you have to also, this is a big one for me, being understanding is one of the biggest parts of a relationship as well, because you have to be understanding just to be able to acknowledge that. Yeah. If you're not a person who's like, oh, well, I understand that we have to go through some trial and error. I understand that we have to go through some situations to better ourselves or to better each other, with each other. If you don't understand that shit and you just think, oh man, it's just problems. You're always looking for excuses to run out the house. Always looking for excuses to try to find somebody else to get on a dating site. Ashley Madison and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta find 50,000 reasons. Like it's easy to find reasons to, throw some shit out or do something else.
And we dealt with that a lot in the beginning of our relationship. Because like I said, we were both very hard-headed, very hyper independent. We survived this long the way we've been.
For real.
This is who we are. And it clashed really hard a lot of times.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
but
for real.
We, for some reason, I really don't know how we stayed together past that. Because he was always like... His personality at that point was, if this is too much, I'm dipping. We didn't know each other that well at that point. And I was still in my era where I'm like, I'm healing and I'm ready to dip if things go south. Yeah. So despite us dealing with that from each other, for some reason, we stayed together. And at this point, looking back, like it was crazy back then. But we stuck it out. And now whenever we have issues or we're mad at each other, it might take us a little time still because, we still have some ways to go.
For real.
And we've changed. So we're still getting to know ourselves and each other.
Yeah.
But I can't imagine what would have happened if we would have just called it quits way earlier.
I'm telling you, man.
I really don't know how we made it this long.
Yo, listen.
Back then I was like, this is too much.
I know. I definitely understand. And like just even being able to say that honestly and openly, like in front of each other, like to acknowledge that, man. And I mean, I'm not gonna lie, like there's been times let me jump Allison real quick. Allison said she changed a few things and we need to work on this. Exactly. Can you overcome it and become better? That's right, for sure, man.
I wasn't sure if we could. Back then.
Yeah, I mean, It was worth holding on to, and that's one of the benefits that you can find. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, we definitely have had some rough times, man. That was another reason. Like, we're gonna get to another part of the show in a minute, but it's like, you know, it's really difficult to know. It's not like there's a handbook. You know, how long should I stay in this? Is this worth the investment? You have to kind of play it by ear. You have to really, like, you know, accept your challenges and see where it can possibly go and see what benefits you can get from it. Or, you know, I know it sounds bad, but that really is how it is, because it's not a rule book, man. I think if the person's, like, you know, physically, you know, harming you and shit like that or whatever, then you definitely got to have, like, you know, more of an easy conversation. He's doing what? He's putting his hands on you and shit? Okay, and maybe it's time for me to dip. You can give Diddy and Cassie in it in the hallway and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, or even less than that. Like, you should never put your hands, you know, on your woman. There's been, like, accidents with us talking a couple times or something like that, and I moved my hand too fast or something like that or whatever. We've had some times, man, but it's never been to a point, in my opinion. I know our shit has always been more verbal than anything. And I know that's where our problems always came from. But it was like you said, it was just because it was too much getting in each other's way. Like, we were trying to be our own individual selves instead of understanding that we formed a union, man. And you know, with that understanding, it's like, even now, like, you know, not gonna lie, guys, like, we had kind of a rough weekend and stuff like that, and just being able to come together is also nice when you start to be able to learn each other. When you get off of fighting and stuff like that, it's like you kind of start learning, like, how the person fights or how the situation goes. You can start telling the tells, like, oh, she's doing this. All right, man, let me just go sit down for a minute. Oh, she said that? Damn, all right. That means I got to go.
He'll still try, though.
I try hard.
Even if I'm in a state where I'm like, okay, I know it's not good for us to talk right now, I'm just not feeling it, he'll still be like, so you want to talk?
That is it, too. Because, yo, I be trying my hardest to, like, make it better, yo, because I know, like, I don't want to fight. I don't want to sit there and be fighting all fucking day. Like, we got kids. Our free time is limited. Like, I don't be wanting to fight all day. I want to watch a movie. I want to chill with you. I miss you. Like, I like, you know, chilling with you and hanging out with you. So it's like, you know, when we do have that point where we're like, oh, man, we can't stand each other or whatever, you know, dipping off, but I'll have this here, baby. I don't even know if I even told you. This is what usually happens. I come in here in the studio where I live. I chill, make shows. And I come in here and I'll be thinking, I'll be doing stuff. And sometimes I'll be like, oh, man, that's so annoying. Whatever. I'm just going to watch movies and just chill, forget about my life. And then I'll be doing something, and then something will pop up and remind me, like, damn, yeah, I do want to hang out with her or something. Let me go see if it's okay. Let me go see if I can fix it. But I'm not going to fix it smart. I'm not going to come up there, baby, is everything okay? Hi, I got the flowers and roses and chocolates.
That would help.
I know, but I'm not going to do that.
He literally just goes, he stomps up there. You want to talk? You got something to talk about? And I'm like, do you have something to talk about?
I know, bro. I'm not gonna be a fucking man at the end of the day.
He literally comes in like a caveman. You want to talk? I'm just wondering if you want to talk. Do you have something you want to talk about?
She's absolutely right. And that shit won't work. It never works, but I still do it. And it's just because I want to talk. I want to do something, but I'm still kind of mad too. But it's like I want to piece it up. Like, I want to be cool. But it's like, at the end of the day, it's just hard because it's like, you know, and then she starts talking, and then Tiff gets mad. You forget about it. She ain't fucking playing no more. But it's like,
it takes me a while to get.
It does. He
gets mad very quickly.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Well, yeah, he'll get frustrated and then mad like very quickly. And then me, it takes me a while. But after you push me past a certain point, I'm like, okay, I'm done. Like, I'm just done. I need 2 business days at least to recuperate.
Yeah, and Allison said, wakes you up quickly. What she said, wakes you up quickly that the words went too far. We better chill. Happens to us too. Yeah. When you say stuff and you don't mean it, and that's also another battle, man. Because, you know, even us, we say that stuff too. It's like, you know, when you are in a heated conversation, you know, sometimes it does seem like, you know, it's not really truth that's coming out. It's more like aggression. Even if it is like surrounded by maybe like kind of truthful intent, it's not done intentfully to be helpful. It's done intentfully to be resourceful, if that makes sense. Like, it's basically like trying to throw something out there so you can describe why you're frustrated, or give another reason to add to frustration, in my opinion. Because I know there's times where I get frustrated and I might say something, but it's not intentional. It's because of what's happening right now. It's not because of what's been happening with us and why I love you and care about you or whatever. It's more like, this is happening right now. I fucking hate this situation right now, and this is how I feel right now.
You hype me up on all the shows.
I do hype you up on the
I'm trying to
shows.
read the comments as they come by.
Yeah, I know. JC be writing books, and I know. I'm doing TikTok and what's it called? So I'm trying to Tiff and B, you two are just so equally blessed to have each other. Yes, I definitely agree with that. Have each other and to have built the relationship y'all have. Phenomenal couple. I don't think a show I've been a part of had on by. B isn't hyping T up. Aw. No, I don't be lying to her trying to make her feel bad. I always tell you, man. I always tell you that I always talk about you.
I know you always tell me, but
Yeah. I'm dead ass. I'm real. But he says, wakes you up quickly that the words went too far. We better chill. Happens to us too.
Yeah, I have a hard time sleeping when stuff like that happens.
For real, man.
I've worked
never
really
at him
hard.
though, just around, and that's me exactly.
I've worked really hard in our relationship to where, like, even when I'm really upset or frustrated and we're in a fight, I have worked really hard on not saying anything harmful or hurtful or untrue, because that's what I want for myself. So, and I don't want to disrespect him in that way, because for me, in my eyes, that's so disrespectful. I don't want him to feel that way or to even have a doubt how I feel about him just because I'm mad.
Yeah.
So I've worked on that a lot, to the point where, like, I want to say something, I'm like, well,
yeah,
you're not understanding what I'm saying.
Yeah, you do really good too. You do really good at that, and it's something, I'm not gonna lie, it's something that I'm trying to get better at, because there are times I get mad, man, and I be way more reckless with my mouth, and I'm but you know, in defense, she literally, not really defense, but she literally is like, you know, giving me reason to change that shit. And that's the thing that really, like, matters, man. It's like, you know, the things that I do or have done or been so used to doing is the stuff that I'm like, I'm literally like, you know, catching myself, finding new ways, inventing new ways that I've never, you know, thought about doing. Taking the L, how I feel like I'm taking the L, because she'll say something. Even if I feel like, damn, you said that hurt my feelings, whatever. Now I got to go walk away. Now I got to go dip. All right, fuck, I can't let it escalate. So I got to find different means to do it. But I think that's also a part of, like, maturing and stuff, like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you start growing up and you start understanding what's good and what's beneficial for you and what's beneficial for your family. And, you know, all those reasons, man, everything matters.
And understanding that it's not it's not a me versus you. It's not a battle. So I'm always trying to find even in our our arguments, you know, what is he really feeling? Because we're not arguing about not being on each other's side. We're arguing about something. It could be an insecurity. It could be a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
It could be differing sides. But at the end of the day, I don't want him to think I'm against you, because that's usually what happens. Now we're on our own sides. Who's going to win? Who's going to win?
Yeah.
And I'm very competitive. So in the very beginning of our relationship, it was very difficult for either of us to back down, because he's competitive. He doesn't want to lose. I'm competitive. I don't want to lose. So I had to change my mentality, and instead of looking at it like that, about I have to be right, I'm not saying something that's wrong. It's not about that. It's about how are we going to bridge this gap, because there's something going on where we're missing each other here.
Yeah, absolutely. Eric G, what up, G? Yo, great time on karaoke, man, the other night, man. Really had a lot of fun. Go check out Random Thoughts with Eric G, guys. But bro, the hardest part is walking away, because my wife know I'd be wanting to match her pettiness. Yeah, yep. Bro, listen, bro, you're saying a mouthful right now.
Said, same. I can't back down. That's how I was, for real.
Yeah, man. It's hard to really back down from those situations, because you don't want to feel like, you know, somebody is getting over. You don't want to feel bested. You know what I mean? Like it's challenging. But like you said, babe, like it's the portions of the relationship that are helping me, showing me what I need. You feel me? You think I need somebody that we got to be going tit for tat, head fucking combat every time something happens? What do you want for dinner? No, what do you want for dinner? We sit there arguing over everything. It's gonna murder each other and just get it over with. But it's like, you know, having the growth to be able to sit there and realize, man, she's right. I hate admitting that she's right. I find myself doing that like so much more. You know what I mean? And not even like angrily doing it. Like at the beginning it was more like, damn, like I don't want to do this. Or now it's more like just like acceptance, bro. Like it's like, yeah, she's right, man. Fuck it. I just need to chill and just whatever. If I gotta step back, I gotta step back. You want to fight a little bit, but not ridiculously, man. Eric G, you're dead on, man, bullseye. Yeah, it's a lot, man. But I think, just talking and just hearing you guys' points of views as well, relationships are definitely challenging, but, sticking it out, in a lot of cases, I'm not going to even say in all cases or some cases. I'm going to say a lot of cases, because I think that most of the time, I would love to hope that most of the time people aren't, trying to hit you and hurt you and shit like that or whatever physically. And, most of the time, come on, like it can't be majority people are trying to jack you up. I think most of the time it's usually people are just trying to find each other or find happiness, with somebody if they're choosing to go that way in life. People just want to feel well. They want to feel good. They want to have somebody who cares for them and loves them and stuff like that or whatever. So, I don't think there's too much, I don't think that's mainly it. Like, I don't think that there's too much people that's out there like, yeah, I just want to have bad stuff. I just want to have drama. Hopefully, man.
A lot of people, though, are looking for people to fill their voids. And the issue with
Here goes the deep shit. See, I.T.Tiff is back. All right, go. You take over.
The issue with that is if you don't love yourself and you're looking for that other person to constantly, and I'm not talking about validation like, oh yeah, you look pretty today. Like, I want that validation, but I'm talking about that constant validation because you don't have any self-worth or self-love. So you're trying to get all that from the other person.
Yeah.
And it's unfair and it's unrealistic. They can't fill that void, because that void, you have to learn how to love yourself and work on yourself. And so when those relationships happen, then everybody's unhappy. You might be happy sometimes, but because you're always empty, you're always trying to pull and always trying to, you're reading too much into what's going on,
awesome.
So it definitely is something that I had to learn too, because I was one of those people when I was younger where I just felt like my self-worth is tied to this. So, find me worthy. And after I fixed that part of me and I was like, I really don't care. I'm also very spiritual. So I'm like, I'm good. And then he wants to come and wreck my peace, and I'm on my healing journey, just trying to be part of the world. And he's just going to try to be with me or whatever. I don't really know how that happened.
Yeah. But see, at the same time,
6 years later,
at the same time, it's like she said, like, she's even opened me up to, more of my spirituality and stuff like that, and just, gave me parts of stuff that I didn't know was missing. And at the same time for her too, I know that I've opened up a lot of windows for her and gave her, like, the validation that maybe she needed, as far as just like, pick yourself up. Don't stress yourself so much. Stop, overdoing it for yourself. More confidence. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to build each other. You really do have to build each other, man. Mm-hmm. My husband fixed that without knowing. See, that's awesome. If he didn't do it intentionally and he just did it, you know what I mean? Roses. Thank you for the rose. I do it. I'm doing it. I'm doing it. Thank you for the rose.
This relationship is over, ladies.
Fucking be wilding, yo. This fucking be wilding on there. With the galaxy, yo. What they do? How they do it? I'm in space, Mom. Yo, shout out to TikTok, yo. There's no doubt. We on, yo. Hey, listen, Beeline. Y'all saw the preview in the beginning. We've been trying to get live on TikTok, man, and we finally live on TikTok, yo. It's going down. But yeah, it's always a great conversation. Hey guys, I hope you guys enjoyed, like, hearing us, talk about relationships. Like I said, it wasn't gonna be one of those, who do you want to smash, and that's always a lot. Like, when your girlfriend just, those conversations are fun, but it's like, you want that real shit sometimes. You know what I mean? Like, and that's one of the things me and Tiff talked about. Like, I was looking on social media, and of course, like we were saying, I lived a very wild lifestyle back in the day. I had a lot of fun. You know what I'm saying? I definitely did a lot of stuff. But at the same time, she said, I always just say thank you. It's always a blast with the two of you.
Thank you. She doesn't go, thank you for the rose.
Oh. Allison, yo, you the shit, yo. We definitely love you, yo. Thank you for supporting. It's feels great to come on here and have somebody supporting hard on the show. Yeah, we were talking about, like, people back in the day used to do a lot of stuff, have fun, a lot of freedom, a lot of this and a lot of that. or whatever. And now I'm older, you know, Tiff's older, we do different things. Fun is different for us now. I like being home with my family. We play board games, we go to karaoke, you feel me? Like, that's my shit. I love doing shit like that. But then, you know, you see on social media, you see people still going to parties and people doing this, and you got girls all around and popping bottles. And I'm sitting there knowing the lifestyle that I came from with music and different shit or whatever. It's like, it's been crazy to look at that. And sometimes I do kind of like, damn, man, I kind of miss, like, you know, what it felt like to go in the club. I kind of miss doing this. Yeah, I know. I know, baby. You didn't have that. That was my shit.
I've never really. I think I went to a club maybe once. It was disgusting.
We grew up, y'all. Yeah, you know it ain't all that. It isn't. And that's the kind of lifestyle. You see it on social media. A lot of people portray that part. You portray the best part. Even people who are in family. You feel me? You got your family. You got your kids. You're not going to post the arguments. You're not going to post when you guys are upset with each other. Most of the time. Most of the people don't, you know, do it. Oh, just fought my wife, called her a bitch, smacked her. Nobody's going to sit there and do all that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're probably going to post the fun stuff when you go on vacation, when your kid graduates from college and stuff like that. But at the same time, it's the reverse the same way, you know, for the people who are posting the parties pics and the club pics. And I had one of my family members, they told me one time, and I was sitting there, he's one of the ones, like, he goes out, he's going everywhere, traveling, doing all this stuff, don't got no kids, don't got no responsibilities really like that, as far as just like, you know, having to, you know, take care of other people in the world. But you know, he said to me one time, and I was like, man, you be having fun, look, you be going everywhere and shit. And he was like, yo, listen, but your life is the one I'm trying to get to. And when he said it, it was like, you know, I didn't know if he was just talking shit or blowing smoke or whatever, but he kind of said it in the way, it was like, yeah, you know, we're around the same age. I kind of want to settle down. I kind of want to have you know, at some point you do, like Allison just said, you grow up, man. Yeah. You do kind of grow up. You don't want to keep doing the same shit for most of your life. And you don't see that part when that's on social media, you popping bottles, you don't see that part when the motherfucker going home to the studio apartment or maybe even the big ass mansion. And he walking that motherfucker, hello, with his echo. And his lonely ass echo is talking back to him. Hi. Motherfucker talks to himself and his echo is the only voice he hears. I'm alone.
I love you.
Yeah, I love you. Oh, thank you. Thank you, house.
I feel good.
47 bedrooms that have nothing in them. Books and shit. You ain't read a day in your life. You got books in 4 of the rooms of your house. You don't got no family. But listen, yeah. But it's crazy because like it shows you how fast like social media deceives the shit out of you, bro. And then you over there, and you know this conversation is even bigger because, like, we've talked about the Ashley Madison thing. I joke around about it or whatever, and I told you about it. I don't know if you watched it yet, but like, you know, these people going in, oh man, I just want something different in my life, yo. Do you know how many people that shit probably influences, yo? Sitting here just having opportunity. You get to scroll online and you see your buddy from high school and he's got supermodels all around. Look, this could be you, John, but you want to fucking stay home and be with the same girl forever.
Oh my goodness.
And then John's sitting there like an idiot. Like, you know, he's got the good life. He comes home to his family loves him. His wife cooks for him. He making good bread. But nah, he sees Timmy on the boat with the models and shit. I want Timmy good. Like a 4-year-old. And then he goes and cheats on his wife or goes and calls Ashley Madison and shit and gets the little hottie from around the corner and shit. And next thing you know, he's on the news crying. Why? It was all lies. When the models go home and the money dries up and you sitting at home feeding cats for the rest of your damn life.
Oh my goodness.
Motherfuckers got cats and squirrels. You know you lonely if you go outside feeding squirrels and shit.
Wow.
Outside feeding the squirrels peanut butter and shit.
Goodness.
Squirrel looking at you like, what the fuck, I don't eat this shit. Take your lonely ass home. You don't gotta be on social media every 5 minutes. If you're over 50 or some shit, get off of Instagram, alright? Ain't no reason you over there living life, missing opportunities and shit. I was thinking that shit earlier, bro. I'm like, yo, this Instagram and shit be having people twisted sometimes, yo. I'm sitting, me too. I ain't gonna lie. I was sitting there looking at it like, damn, I miss partying and shit. And I'm thinking about it. I'm like, last time I went to the club, I just fucking sat around. I didn't even do anything. It wasn't even really fun. It was fun, back in the day or whatever. But now, I wouldn't trade that shit for the world, bro. I'm over here. I don't even go to movie theaters no more. I don't go nowhere. I love my life. I built my house. I love chilling at home and relaxing. The fam's home and everybody's safe. Hey, that's that feeling alone. When my family's home, we're all together, hanging out, bingo, playing games, whatever, and nothing beats that shit. How about you, Tiff? You still like to, like, every now and then?
What did I ever do?
Yeah, you didn't really.
I grew up in a situation where I wasn't really allowed to do anything. And so when I think when I turned 18, I moved to my aunt's house just so I could have freedom. And so the funnest thing I did was like go to my friend's house, have a sleepover in high school.
That's right.
So I mean, I've never really been a person that cares about like the club or the loudness or drinking. I'm actually alcohol intolerant. So if I have a wine cooler, I'm basically drunk.
For real.
So I don't drink. It's just not fun for me. I've tried to figure out like the fun in drinking, but because I'm alcohol intolerant, I'm basically either super duper tipsy or drunk, or I'm just sick. Like I'm literally just in the bathroom. It's just, I can't find the fun in it. Yeah. So I'm a little different right there. My fun was gaming. I was a huge gamer, playing League of Legends and like playing on my PS3. So that was my fun.
Yeah.
Writing books, kind of boring.
No shit, me too. I just love writing too. Same thing, gaming. Yep, we did the same stuff. I mean, I was wild, but we still did that too. Allison said, we grew up. We know it all. We know it ain't all that for real. I'm a family woman myself. See, you like going home.
I've always been a pretty big family person.
And I'm okay with that. Alone, where we know that daddy's home, everything is okay. That's right, yo. And Allison, for real, like that's my mentality too, man. If daddy's home, and I'm not saying Tiff can't control herself, but damn well, like daddy's here. You see these videos too, like you see those videos, like the people I've been seeing them a lot more lately. Here, check this shit out. Here, maybe this is saving somebody's life or something like that right now. But lately, these people have been going and knocking on the door, like 12, 1 o'clock in the morning and shit. Hey, the doorbell will ring. Hey, who is this? Who's at my house? Whatever. Oh, we tracked down this iPhone, my iPhone, to this location. And that's what they say on the other side. We tracked, my iPhone's here. I see that you have my iPhone. I want my iPhone. And the person in the ring door is like, what the hell are you talking about? I don't even have iPhones anywhere. And then people are like, no, we have it. You can either open the door and give it to us, or we're going to call the cops. Listen, let me tell you something, bro. There's some stupid idiot coming there with that kind of scheme and trying to get in my house. Like, call the cops then, stupid. Like, I don't have your shit or whatever. But, and that's another part of mentality. Like, certain things, like even that, like, when it comes to like protecting the family and stuff like that, like, even that changes. And I remember you had said that one day. There was a dude that came, and I think he was like a salesman. And I was in here, and he knocked on the door. Now, usually I don't open the door. I'm always got something, whatever, on me or whatever. So it's like, even now, I just pulled this out of my pocket. I don't even know. We had walked the dog earlier. I maced him up. I always got some shit on me. Like, I'm never naked. But it's like, the guy knocked on the door, and I always, I tell them, and Tiff knows, but, don't open the door. Especially if I'm not here. Don't open the door. Stay away from the door. Call somebody. Let me know, whatever. And we got, cameras and shit. So it's like, he knocked on the door, and I kind of just opened it because I'm comfortable. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know I can handle myself. I know I can defend myself. Not the smartest idea, and I don't always just open the door. But I looked out the camera, and I saw the guy with the clipboard in his hand. I looked around my camera to see wherever I'm at. And I said, okay, fuck it. I opened it up or whatever, and I was just trying to see what the guy wanted. I opened up like halfway. I didn't open up the garage door. So I'm talking to him, and then when I came inside the house, I was telling Tiff about it. And Tiff was like, yeah, I really wish you wouldn't open the door like that. Like, I really wish you would kind of like, even though you could defend yourself, it's not worth putting your family in risk. And at first I was like, babe, I got this shit. Like, it's fine. Like, you know what I mean? But at the same time, it's like, I had to think about it for a second. I had to take time. I'm like, yeah, she's right, man. Even if something happens, I don't want to have to do anything. If I do something and something happens, who knows, man? Maybe I got to go to jail. Maybe I got to go to a certain, to a thing, whatever. I don't know how much time it takes if you do something or get in a situation like that. But, it's not worth the risk, yo. It's not worth playing around. It's not worth, just in case somebody maybe dips off or, maybe something happens. I mean, I'm not invincible. But at the same time, it's like the mentalities change, yo. And just certain things like that. Like back in the day, I remember me and Jay one time. Me and Jay, we had this is when we were in the house. We used to live in this house. We called it the real world house because we had 3 floors and all different families of us. Just our crew was living in this house. We did this for like 6 months. And one time somebody rang the doorbell and we didn't know who it was. And we had kind of a history, kind of a past or whatever. So this was on video. And, me and Jay were looking at the window like, yo, who the hell is out there? And we're trying to figure it out. And you hear me on the window, come on, let's go downstairs. Fuck it. And then Jay's like, no, whatever. He's like, you got the gun, you got the weapon. I was like, nah, fuck it. Don't worry, we can fight. I never cared. I was always the reckless one though. And that's why it's like, but now, I can't live that mentality no more and shit like that or whatever. I got people that care for me, people that need me. Like, I can't do that no more. It's a change of environment, man. And it's hard to adjust sometimes, yo.
And I think that was around the time period where there was that little like scam thing going on where people pretended to be salesmen to get you to your door, and then they would try to do stuff to like basically get in your house or whatever. And Brian, sometimes he just opened the door, sup, and I'm just like, you're not gonna pay attention? Like, don't open it like that. Do something else.
Yeah.
Because my thing was, if they do something and they shoot you or something, you can be as strong as you want to, but if they shoot you, then it's really just me and the kids, and now I have to try to figure out a way to combat this intruder and save the kids.
Yeah, for real. Yeah, no, you're absolutely right, yo. And it is one of those things where even I had to kind of like, you got to put the pride and the ego to the side and do what's smartest and do what's best and stuff like that or whatever. So, we definitely stay protected. As a man also, man, I don't know, everybody watching, on TikTok and stuff like that as well. Let me see. Allison saying a lot. I want to make sure I get the comment, especially on TikTok tonight. JC, my boy, bro, I'm going to leave your comment up here as well. We're going to read it in 1 second. But Allison said, yes, that's the life. Nope, I was wild. Oh, Allison, yes, we alike. My mom kept me sheltered when I turned 17, met my husband. Okay, cool. So you was able to. I
was very sheltered too.
Yeah, Tiff was sheltered. Reason, probably. Yeah, and it was on like Donkey Kong. I ain't heard that in a while. It was on like Donkey Kong, and then we got ours over here. That's right, man. You gotta make sure you stay protected. That's one thing I don't understand. Like, there's families out there, I guess, like in different areas, like different laws are different or whatever. But even when I didn't have guns and shit, like knives, swords, I used to make weapons when I was younger, so it was nothing to me. Brian Tiff, in my opinion, have an equality of give or take. Sorry guys, the laptop's a little far. I'm getting old. So look at them glasses. You don't see me pushing glasses on my nose. Equality of give or take, keeping aware of each other's triggers and doing your all to avoid them are keys in making a relationship work. If you feel you're nearing trigger, find a way to chill. JC, you're absolutely right, bro. But I do want to say this because, like I said before,
I'm just kidding.
It's easy to say that shit on paper. It's easy to say that shit on paper. I could write a book right now on all the great things you could do, but when you in that shit, bro, and it's just one of them days where you just don't feel like hearing that shit, it don't matter how much you know the right thing to do. It don't matter how much you know you shouldn't say this. It just happens sometimes, man.
So you see, you could tell right now which one of us pushes the trigger.
She do it too!
Right? I didn't say no objection to that, did I? I'm just saying.
I'm being real. Yeah, I'm being real. I know I do. I know. And just like I just said, because sometimes it's just them days. It's just them small little stupid things too, where you be talking, baby. Let's hear this Tiff right here. This Tiff. And she knows who I mean. Just like I know her, baby. Can I tell you something real quick? Can you please just. Maybe you do this. Just don't push this over here because I just don't like it over there. Okay.
But isn't that nice?
That's super. Listen. If you think I don't appreciate, I love that. I'm like,
I didn't know it used to talk like that.
You might as well. You might still get like annoyed. Like, oh man, all right. I knew she was gonna say something about that shit. But it's like at the same time, you're like, you can't, have an attitude. Like, all right, baby, I got you. I won't do that. I'll pay attention to that.
He started copying it too.
Yep, I do it too.
He started copying it too. I started doing it first because I'm like, okay, he doesn't like when I talk this way, and I talk too aggressively when things aren't a certain way.
Mm-hmm.
So I learned how to talk nicely, like, yeah, gauge how you feeling. But now he does it too. He's like, hey, baby,
For real.
do you mind maybe do this? And I'm like, oh, okay.
Or I like to straight out just point out like, babe, I think you're getting a little cranky, baby. I think you might be a little cranky. And he said, no, I'm not. And I know I'm good. When she does that, no, I'm not cranky. And then I'm like, nah, baby, a little bit. Come here, I love you. But when it said, baby, you might be a little cranky. What? No, I'm not. I'm like, fuck, it's too late. We all do. Exactly, we all do. My husband and I are very sarcastic. Oh yeah, just don't put it over there then. You get mad as hell. You fucking leave each other for a month. But that's what I mean by JC. I'm like, it sounds, you're right. Like, you're absolutely right. If everybody was just programmed to do the right shit all the time, trust me, it would be a great situation. But you have to just do your best. And you also have to understand there's going to be days where, yeah, she's not going to fold her arms and be cute with it. It's going to be days where she is kind of frustrated. And that's where you take it upon yourself to learn that and understand that. All right, she ain't feeling it. Let me go do something else. You don't want to engage because you know if you engage, it's going to be a problem. That's the shit that you got to learn in relationships, man. That's the reality. It ain't just, oh, we learned each other and now we know and we're calculated individuals. Nah, bro. People got emotions. Shit goes wrong. I remember it was like a couple weeks back, man. Maybe a couple months back. I was just kind of having like a week of I just wasn't feeling it. Nothing was going well for me. I wasn't really feeling good. I was like, damn. I just had a really bad attitude, man. And you don't always acknowledge it right away when it's happening. Like, so
I just leave him alone when he's like that too.
Yeah.
He'll be like, "What? You're not gonna talk to me?" And I'd be like, "No, not right now. You're going through it right now. I'm not gonna stay away from you, but
shit.
I'm not talking to you right now.
Yeah.
Not like that, because at that point you're too in it.
Yeah.
So any little thing, like, no, I'm just gonna. You want some tea? I'll make you some tea.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
Those are other little things. With problems and stuff like that. That's what I love about my baby. Like, it'll be like, I know what to look for to see how bad it is. And I think everybody, when you stay with somebody and you get to learn shit like that, like, you see, like, she'll be mad, we'll be arguing. Let's say it's 2 days. We ain't fucking really talk. 2 days, it'll be 2 full fucking days. We ain't really talk. But then I'll go to my desk and she made the tea and she made me some too. I'm like, oh, fuck, all right. It ain't that bad. We ain't breaking up tomorrow. She made me my tea. She's still taking care of me and shit. That's how I be knowing. And I don't care how mad I am. I always make sure I cook for her and I get her food. I'm never that bullshit.
If we're mad at each other and he doesn't make me food,
listen,
I am instantly triggered. I'm like,
Yeah.
so
crazy.
it's like that.
Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna make you food.
I don't think I've ever. It might have been maybe
I think
one
one
time
time.
in our damn 6 years where I didn't. I
One
must have been really
time.
mad because
Yeah.
I
Food
always
saves,
make my
literally.
baby, yo.
Literally, I think
Food saves.
I think it was one time when he made himself something to eat, and I went in there looking for my plate, and it wasn't there, and I was like, oh,
That's uncommon. That's uncommon right there.
Oh, so this for real.
Yeah, because I definitely there's just certain things, but it's nice to be able to know that, man. Just imagine having to get to know that with every different person you sit there and deal with. That's horrible. But at the same time, it's not saying like stay with somebody just because it's better to get to know them. Because if somebody's the one big thing that me and I.T.Tiff have more than anything, and I know this for certain, is we're both dedicated to each other. We both know we're loyal to each other. There's no individual in between us. I don't give a fuck when none of y'all say, oh, trade phones. Nah. We don't got to. We know our life. We know our situation. We literally have trackers on both of our asses. Like we can do something we wanted to. But that's not why we don't do stuff. You know what I mean? It's like, we're just loyal, man. We went into this, like we said, we didn't think it was going to be what it was. It organically happened. And we went through a lot of differences and a lot of changes and a lot of growth. And, battles and, and I couldn't be happier. I definitely could. I love my baby. I can't wait to get married. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're growing for our future. We're watching our kids grow up together. This shit is incredible. You know what I mean? But at the same time, you really do have to understand it takes work, man. It takes work. There's going to be problems. It's going to be challenges. Yeah. Don't think you're going to read a book and just, if you do that, okay, close the book and let's try it out.
Because the book doesn't tell you how to know the other person.
Yeah.
And Allison says, I say you don't know anyone until the 5-year mark. And for us, I felt like we had a lot of the same mentality. And I felt like I knew him before then. But we were also changing a lot. He's more of a static person than I am. I'm very dynamic. I'm very changing. I always want to get better and better and better. So in our relationship, we've had at least 2 major times when I had to come to him and I'm like, listen, I am becoming a different person. I'm going down a different direction with some of the stuff I'm doing. And if, like, I'm not the same girl that you first met at this point. So if you, like, that's not your fault. But if you don't want to deal with that, here's your out. Because I know for a fact I am going down a different road. And for him, he's like, I am who I am. Always, 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 always. So, you know, and his thing was like, if you want me to change so drastically, know that I'm me always, always, always. So that was something that we had to, you know, talk through, and we decided that that was fine too. And he has changed a lot. Not to say he hasn't. I'm just the one that's been making, like, I make way more vast changes.
Yeah.
So
it was always something that you were doing, and I was, not that I'm stuck in my ways, but I appreciated who I was because of the stuff that I've been through, because, you know, I felt strength in who I was, my character, my dynamic. So it's like I didn't want to be challenged to change. But then you start realizing change isn't always bad. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not. It doesn't mean that you have to change who you are. It means you just better the areas of your life where it does get better. And even with, you know, with the spiritual journey and stuff like that, it was difficult to, like, adjust to, because it was something I wasn't doing. But getting involved and understanding it more and finding my peace in it was definitely, I think, my biggest challenge. And it did come with certain challenges that I had to weigh out and say, hey, how important is this? Is it more important than what is new, what this new foundation is? Is this what, you know, God's bringing me right now and everything? You know, I had to find all that shit. You know, it's not easy, bro. Everything is not easy. It's a challenging situation. You think you know how to do things until something's put in front of you, and you think you'd even know the road you would take if you can guess about it. But really, once it's there, then you have the complex decision making that you got to put together. And this is what a journey. And if you have something that's got all of that in it, you got to know that there's substance. Like, there's that, you don't got that much decision making and contemplating and all that stuff, whatever, if it's just an easy high and buy, smash and pass, you know what I'm saying, relationship. Like, that's some building. There's real reasons why you're faced with these complex challenge decisions. So you got to take all of it for what it is, man. Allison says, I say you don't know anyone till the 5-year. Whoo, that's a good point. That's a pretty good point. I wonder, yeah, as far as just, like, really, really knowing, farting in front of each other and shit.
You literally farted in your sleep next to me.
That's right, when we first met. Damn, I forgot about that.
In the beginning of our relationship, this was the funniest moment in the beginning of our relationship. But he had slept over, and I don't remember. I think I had woken up first, and I was just looking at him, and he had turned, and he said, and I was like, it was like he had turned over just to fart on me.
Yes.
And then rolled back over. And I was like...
That was awesome. I was awesome in my sleep. I remember when she told me that shit too, and I was like, damn, really? I was like, I couldn't believe I did that shit or whatever. I also clogged up your toilet. I remember...
I said, okay, some parts will never change.
I used to be fucking infamous for clogging toilets, yo. You know, fucking landlord trying to be called. I used to be infamous. But I was over at Tiff's house one day. It was one of the early times too. I took a shit. I was like, yo, listen. And it was a big one. I was like, damn, bro. I was like, just met this girl, and I'm over here clogging. So I'm over here standing up in the bathroom like, damn, what the fuck am I going to do? I'm not touching it. So I'm trying to figure out, like, how am I going to do this? There's no plunger in here. So I finally just broke down, and I was like, hey, Tiff, sorry, but yo, you got a plunger, yo?
I'm glad you did that.
I was so embarrassed about the shit too. I was like, damn, I gotta ask for a plunger on the first date. That's some Dumb and Dumber shit. When Harry was in there breaking the toilet down. Oh man. But yeah, I love you, baby.
I love you too. Aww.
Yeah, we came a long way, man. I mean, I'm very, very happy where we are and where we're going. I'm excited to see where we're going and, you know, the new stages and the next levels that's up for us. We're both on, like, a lot of big journeys right now where we're trying to, you know, grow spiritually and get better shape physically. And we're doing a lot of stuff, man. And it does feel good to not stay complacent. Like, it does feel good to continue. We want to get a bigger house. Like, you know, we want stuff. Our kids are big. You know, they're 13 going on 14 and...
For real.
dog. He's a year over. We had King for over a year now, man. It's like it's crazy. It's like life keeps going, man. And of course the Beeline, man. You know, businesses that we got, we're growing in those areas too. It's crazy. But guys, listen, this is our first show on TikTok. It's been our first show back with I.T.Tiff. You know, she's definitely, of course, baby, more than welcome to come on any show that we do. Yeah, you got anything to say? We about to wrap it up.
Not really. I mean, you know, I think we talked a lot about our own thing and, you know, about some of the things that we might see on social media and things like that.
Yeah. JC said, wait a minute, hold up. Where did he get it? I want to see this one right here. Okay, I got to ask, where did I.T.Tiff's nickname come from? So when we first started the show, I had you know, Tiff came on with me or whatever. And I kind of wanted Tiff to come on and do the thing where it's like basically like I'll talk and maybe she'll get like, you know, information or like, you know, she was also helping me like put stuff together, like, you know, fix different types of computer problems and stuff like that. She knew about stuff like that. So it's like, you know, basically I was trying to figure out a nickname for her because I didn't want to just come on like, this is Tiffany. Like, you know, I want I.T.Tiff. And literally, I like tech, you know what I'm saying? Like, she's
I was
tech
doing
girl.
all the a lot of the background stuff. I was doing the research for how to do certain things for our first show, just so that he could focus on being the personality. And so, you know, that's what my role was for the longest time. You know, the website, I'm the one who put that together, and you know, asked him how he liked certain things. When we first did StreamYard, I was the one that was like checking on the other line, making sure he could be heard and all this other stuff so we could fix things. So that's how I got my nickname.
I.T.Tiff. She's still I.T.Tiff, guys. Like I said, whenever I talk about you, I still I.T.Tiff. She's always here. She started on the show. She was, you know, sitting there. She used to give her opinions. You know, we had a lot of really great shows together.
I was a lot more stiff back then because I didn't know, like, when I'm in a room with other people, I kind of match the energy. So if everybody's low, well, I don't know if I match it, but if everybody's low, then I become the high energy. But if everybody's high, then I kind of mellow out because it's too much for me. So for him, he's like always loud. He's always big, and now he's even bigger for the show. So I was just kind of like, I don't really know what my place is, and now I care much less because you know, after I've been doing my own TikToks and I don't care as much about how I look on there. I'm just becoming normal. Now that's what I feel like this is the most comfortable I've been.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Being able to just be myself and not care.
Yeah.
Either way.
And we've all learned too. I mean, like, you know, even like doing this before, I had a little video package, but I didn't do it right or whatever. So it's like I missed it. But literally, like, you know, when we first started, we didn't really like know. I didn't do this before. You know, I was always good at talking and stuff like that, but I never did this before. I was talking like a fucking robot. I don't know, but we're going to find out. I was there watching myself like, what the fuck? Why do I talk like that? like I'm a teacher or some shit. Jason said, I don't want to get too personal for y'all, but how did y'all meet? That's not too personal, bro. That's an easy question.
We
you know,
met on Plenty of Fish.
Tell her. We went on a dating website where you swipe left and swipe right.
Yes, someone from my job, she got married really quick, and I asked how she met her husband. And she said Plenty of Fish. At that time, I really wasn't looking for someone to be in a relationship with. I just, like I said, I just wanted to be wined and dined. And so I made a profile on Plenty of Fish. And unfortunately, as a woman, I got so many messages. It was crazy. I got burned out just like imagining the messages, you know, and all of them are pretty boring. It was like, hi, hello, buddy. Like, it was just like, for me, I was like, okay, this just isn't for me. And I was ready to give up on all of it. I think I talked to maybe like 2 or 3 people, and then I saw his stuff. I remember seeing his profile. I'm like, he's kind of cute. He's kind of cute or whatever. And then I just was like, nah, this is too much for tonight. And then he messaged me, and so I was like, wow, okay. And I guess because he was catfished in his previous relationship.
That's right.
He we started talking, and he was a pretty cool guy. Obviously, you guys know him. But like the very next conversation, the very next night or something, he was like, get on Skype right now. Get on Skype right now. I want to see what you look like. And I was like, I'm literally in my pajamas. I don't care.
Yep.
I don't care. I just gotta make sure you're not catfishing me.
Tell me,
like, what?
Bro, it was a stage in my life where I was not playing no games, yo. Like she said, I wasn't trying to find nobody. I was single for a little while before that, and I was literally like, yo, listen, if I'm getting involved with somebody, I'm gonna know I'm not playing no games. I'm letting you know everything up front. It's that point you get to. I think a lot of people get if you're lucky. You get to the point where you ain't playing around. You ain't trying to be this persona.
You're tired of it. You don't care anymore. You're just like, listen.
I'm trying to play all fucking day, man. You want to be
my
real.
My goal literally was just to be wined and dined, have a nice evening. I wanted to look cute, have someone there, eat with me, and then I wanted to part ways and basically never talk to them again. That's what I wanted. I just wanted one good date, and then I was going to be done, for real. And then him, now look at me.
6 years later. It's awesome, man.
I got stuck.
I love it. She love it too.
Yeah, I do.
But guys, listen, it's been a great night. I've had a lot of fun on this episode. I mean, I'm really glad. I really appreciate you guys. Also, Allison, thank you so much. I really appreciate you. I love all your viewpoints and kind of vibing with us all night. I really hope you guys enjoyed this show. I.T.Tiff will be back. We'll do more shows for sure.
Yeah, it was fun.
It was fun. I'm glad you had fun, baby. I'm glad. Yes, we'll probably get a better setup so we can get the cameras going back again. This was just something that we just decided today. We're like, hey, babe, come on the show and let's talk some stuff or whatever. But in closing, we're gonna definitely say, hey, tomorrow is Wrestle Talk Wednesday. We'll be back. Commission talks maybe a little early actually tomorrow. Maybe looking at like 4:30. But then of course STR will be following it up at 9:00 p.m. Eastern time. Definitely still follow all the channels. Make sure that you like, share, subscribe, as well as hit the BeLineENT.com. That's THEB-line Entertainment LLC.com. And we have a great stuff there.
Why did you spell the but not the rest of it?
Which one?
You said THEB.
Oh, I don't know. I guess I was just talking about it. See, this is my life right here. Oh, I'm sorry, baby. You gotta be the man and shit, right? I apologize.
I was just asking because you said THEB.
I know.
I was like, oh, he's gonna say the rest of it.
I know. But definitely make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe on YouTube. And I really hope you guys have been enjoying the shows recently. I've been having a lot of fun talking with all you guys. Hey, and for everybody who's watching, I am going live. Like I said on TikTok, I'm live right now doing the episodes. I'm probably gonna be doing all the episodes live on TikTok every time I go on. You won't hear their side, but you'll hear my side, unfortunately. And I'll try to maybe explain stuff while I'm talking. But I will be going live every morning, 6 o'clock Eastern time. We'll be playing music, kind of waking everybody up for their morning. Have a question of the day available. And just be kind of, vibing out in the morning, yo. So come hang out with me, Brian B. I'm goofy, like to be talking some stuff. I'm going to be talking to myself. I'm building the website while I'm going to be talking with you guys. And you might be seeing me and I.T.Tiff go on our walks and stuff like that. So come vibe out with us, man. Really appreciate you guys. It's been an amazing night. But until next time, of course, stay true, stay positive. Make sure that you pay attention. And, hey, listen, enjoy your relationships, man. There's good times. There's bad times. It's always going to be like that. Yeah. But, the good times is what you got to pay attention to. So when the bad times come, you handle them a little bit better. You know what to fight for. But this is my baby right here. I love her so much. I.T.Tiff is back. It's been a great show. Thank you, guys. Have a great night. Peace.